All right, this video is officially being recorded for the purposes for those that couldn't be with us today can watch this as later, and also for those that just want to refer to it back again can also watch it. So welcome. I know today is not Thursday, and usually we have Tasty Thursday on Thursday. I had to make a little change this week, so we're going to call it Wellness Wednesday. Because, eating and cooking, it's part of self-care and your nutrition and wellness. So welcome to Wellness Wednesday today with Miss Herrera. And I know it seems like we're not going to make something healthy because we're going to make homemade pizza today. But you guys, I'm going to tell you a secret. It's actually healthy for you. Why? Because the dough we are making is a very easy dough, and we have a secret ingredient that makes it healthy. So this is what I love about this recipe. It is healthy, okay? And I'm going to tell you what the secret ingredient is in a little bit. So for today's recipe, there are two ways that you can make your homemade pizza dough. Now, the thing about pizza dough is that pizza dough usually needs time to rest, sometimes 20 minutes to even an hour. We don't have time for that. I'm hungry now. So we're going to cheat our way and make it quickly in like 2 minutes, okay? All you need is non-fat Greek yogurt. This is the secret ingredient, okay? I love non-fat Greek yogurt. By itself, not quite, but I love to add fruits to it, granola, honey. It is the most healthiest yogurt for you, okay? Non-fat Greek yogurt, no flavor. I know it kind of tastes a little weird at first, but you can always add your own vanilla, your honey, your granola, some cereal, some chocolate chip. And it is super healthy, guys. This has 17 to 20 grams of protein, depending what brands you get. But for this recipe, you just need 1 cup, okay? Please make sure it's not flavored. It has to say plain on it, okay? No flavor, and it has to be Greek yogurt, guys. There is no exceptions, okay? You cannot use any other yogurt for this recipe. So non-fat Greek yogurt, 1 cup, okay? 1 cup of that. And you would need all-purpose flour. Now, all self-rising flour, okay? So self-rising flour, guys, is a little different than all-purpose flour. Let me show you the difference. This says all-purpose, this says self-rising. The difference is that self-rising flour is usually made to make like dough, so like bread, a lot faster, okay? It doesn't need yeast or any time for it to rise. They're usually around the same price in the store, possibly maybe like 50 cents or $1 more expensive for the self-rising. But if you do not have self-rising, you can still make a very similar recipe today with all-purpose flour, okay? If you do not have self-rising, let's put that away. Let's pretend you don't have self-rising. You are gonna need regular all-purpose flour, baking powder, and salt, okay? That's it, and your non-fat Greek yogurt, okay? So I will show you kind of and tell you how to make either or. I'm making the 2-ingredient pizza dough. I will also tell you if you don't have self-rising, what you can do instead. Okay, so another thing you're going to need, pizza sauce. Okay, obviously marinara sauce or pizza sauce. The difference between pizza sauce and marinara sauce is really the fact that one's more for spaghetti and one's more for pizza, right? So, but they're really about the same. But if you don't have pizza sauce, it's okay, guys. Just use pasta sauce. And then you need cheese. Obviously for pizza, a lot of the times we use mozzarella. That's the most famous kind, right, is mozzarella cheese. You could also use cheddar if you want. You can use spicy cheese. And then any topping you want. Do you just want it cheese? That's fine. Do you want pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, jalapenos, pineapple, ham? Go right ahead and go with whatever you have, okay? Today, I only have Canadian bacon. So my pizza I made with cheese and Canadian bacon. I already made my pizza ahead of time, obviously, because I'm not going to cook. I'm not going to have it baking for 20 to 30 minutes. So I did bake it already this morning, and I will show you the finished product at the end of this video. And yes, I will eat my slice of pizza, even though it's now cold. But I can't wait to try it, guys. I really tried not to try it, but it was very hard because it looks so good. So let's get started. Here we go. For the beginning recipe, to make your 2-ingredient dough, I already put 1 cup of self-rising flour, okay? If you do not have self-rising flour, 1 cup of all-purpose flour. If you are using all-purpose flour, mix 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And guys, remember what 1.5 teaspoons looks like. So this is 1 teaspoon, and then here is a half, okay? So you're going to do 1.5 and then half of a teaspoon of some salt, just regular salt. Mix your dry first, okay? Mix your dry first. Mix it first. Then you're going to add 1 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt. Now, if you do have self-rising flour like me, I already did 1 cup of each, self-rising flour and salt. And I already put it here. All right, so you want to mix it with a spoon at first. And what you want to do is then use your hands to kind of finish off, get anything. It might be a little sticky, but then I'm going to show you what you're going to do on the table. Guys, make sure your hands are clean. You washed them. I already washed ahead of time. And that you have a clean table to work with. I used antibacterial wipes to wipe down my table because I'm going to put some flour on my table to put the dough on it to knead it. So I'll tell you what kneading is before we put it on the pizza pan. All right, so let's go ahead and just kind of mix your Greek yogurt, your flour together. Remember, if you don't have self-rising flour, then you're going to do 1 cup of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and then you're going to do half a teaspoon of salt. All right. It's going to get sticky, guys. That's okay. Go ahead and grab some flour. Put it out on the table. Remember, clean table. All right, once you add, someone asked, once you add everything, like what do you do? So if you added your dry, if you're doing the baking powder, the flour, the salt, make sure you mix it first, then add your 1 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt, mix it really well. After you mix it, it should form like a little ball. Take it out, put it on a table with flour, okay? Make sure you put lots of flour. All right, and take it out. Here it is. You're going to put it on the table, and I'm going to show you something called kneading. Kneading, okay? K-N-E-A-D-I-N-G, kneading. Kneading, what you're doing is that you're just, with your fingers or your knuckles, kind of moving around your dough with the flour. What you're doing is you're trying to get it to be less sticky. Okay, it's okay if it's still a little sticky, add more flour, and you're just moving it around as I'm doing. Now, you're not really going to form it yet and roll it with like a pin. Sometimes people use like a baking pin and they roll it. We're not going to do that with this dough, okay? The reason is this is not a rising dough. Remember, we are not using rising dough. If you were to use rising dough, that's the one where you use a roller and make it like into a long, like a big circle. Sometimes you flip it in the air, right? You guys have seen that maybe on cooking shows. We're not doing that today, guys. That's not the dough that we're using for this recipe. All right, if you can see this, I'm just kind of tapping it, stretching it out with some flour. Keep adding flour to your table, guys, and just keep tapping it on top of the flour. Mix it, keep kneading it. It is going to be a little sticky, so make sure you, I have a bowl with some water next to me since I'm not in my kitchen today. But if you're next to your sink, make sure you're washing off your dough from your hands. And what you're going to do, guys, is, I'm going to show you right now, we're going to spray your pizza pan. Get your pizza pan ready, okay? Now, guys, if you are doing the other dough, okay, I'm doing the easy dough with just 2 ingredients. If you're doing the one with all-purpose flour, you guys have to knead it a bit more, a little more work. Mine is a little less. For you guys that don't have the self-rising flour, do it about 20 times. Like this, turn it around, go like this. Make sure that it kind of starts to form into like a little bit of a circle, okay? It's okay, guys, if it's not perfect. You're gonna put it on the pizza pan and stretch it out. So I'll show you in a little bit. But just make sure you just keep using a lot of flour on that table. Yes, it's gonna be a little messy, so definitely warn your parents. Also, guys, you are using an oven today. Please do not use an oven without parental assistance or approval, okay? That is very important. You will be using an oven. You need to bake your pizza. Do not bake your pizza without your parents' permission. Please make sure you are asking your parents if you can turn on the oven. If you are doing the 2-ingredient dough, self-rising flour and non-fat Greek yogurt, please start putting your oven on at 400 degrees so that it preheats, okay? If you are doing the other way with flour, baking powder, and salt, you need 450 degrees. Go ahead and turn it on now because in a little bit, you're already gonna put it in there, okay? This does not take long. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take this dough off my hands so that I can show you the next steps. Now, make sure that you are putting, get some like cooking spray. If you guys have like butter spray, take that out right now, or some cooking spray. I will show you what I use. Spray your pan, guys, okay? So make sure that you are spraying your pan, very important. Put a little olive oil. If you guys don't have any spray, that's okay. Put some olive oil, okay? You could just put some olive oil on your pan. I have this canola cooking spray. I already sprayed my pan, guys. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put my dough on the pan. Okay, go ahead, put your dough on the pan, and just lightly, guys, you wanna be real gentle. Start to kind of stretch it out on your pan. For your pizza, it's really gonna be about 10 inches, maybe about 4 slices. This is not a big pizza, okay, guys? So you wanna make sure that you're not like trying to stretch it all the way to fit your pizza pan. If you guys have a really big pizza pan, that's okay, but don't try to stretch out the dough to fit the pan, guys. You don't want to rip your dough. So if you could take a look at what I'm doing, I'm gonna kind of lower the computer a little bit so you guys could see this, okay? I'm just lightly starting through the sides here. I'm just lightly starting to want to stretch out my dough, okay? Stretch it out into a circle. Guys, it's not gonna be a perfect circle. That's okay, all right? This is not a perfect recipe. We do not do anything perfect. We make it our unique and creative ways here. All right, now I'm gonna show you what it kind of looks like. And then you're gonna go ahead and add your sauce. All right. Here it is, guys. Okay, I stretched it out. Let me just go ahead. I stretched it out. Okay, it's not that big, but it does expand a little bit when it's baking. When you have your circle on your pan, start adding your pizza sauce, your cheese, and your toppings. And guys, you can do whatever you want. If you want to put a little red chili pepper flakes or garlic on your sauce, oh, that would be delicious. You know, be creative. If you want to do like ham, pineapple, and jalapenos, Hawaiian style, awesome. You want to do like a Mexican one with some chorizo on there, some Chihuahua cheese, delicious. I just kind of kept it simple, and I only did the sauce, the cheese, and Canadian bacon. All right, so once it's ready, again, I already prepared one, so I'm not going to prepare one right now. I'm going to show you the one I did. You're going to put yours for 400 degrees if you do the 2 ingredients. 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, the crust should be nice and golden, the cheese on top golden. If you did the other way with the flour, baking powder, and the salt, you are going to do 450 for about 10 to 12 minutes, okay? So just half the time, all right? And then it should be done. Let me show you what it looked like. All right, so I had used a big pizza pan. Here it is, guys. As you can see, this is around the size of it, and I already cut it into 4 slices. So let me try it. Now, again, my pizza is now cold because I made this hours ago, but I'm okay with that. Sometimes cold pizza actually tastes pretty good. So good. If you can see the dough, see? You're not going to realize that this is made with very little ingredients. Hardly took any time, guys. Tastes just like regular dough. So good, so healthy. And that's it, guys. You could definitely reheat this in the microwave. I am later for dinner. And that's how you make homemade pizza. Super easy. Doesn't take a lot of time. The most time is waiting for it to really bake in the oven. It's a little messy, but that's okay, because sometimes when we cook and bake, it gets messy. Next week, guys, we are going to make homemade cheesy pimiento soup. It is so good. It's one of my favorite soups to make. I love it. I make it quite a lot. And I had a request from one of the students to make some soup. So I'm going to show you how to make a yummy cheese pimiento soup. It is so good. It's easy to make too. So I can't wait for you to stay tuned. Next week, we are back to Thursday. Tasty Thursday at 3 p.m. I hope to see you then. And if you made your pizza, please send me a picture of your delicious pizza. I'd love to see it. Again, you can post it in the Google Classroom. You can email it to me as well. All that information is online in the classroom, so keep a lookout for that. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed it. This is one of my favorite recipes to make, and I hope you can share it with others. Bye, everyone.